10 goals in 4 games, top of their group, into the last 16 of a home World Cup. And somehow, nobody in Europe is taking the United States seriously. That's exactly how they like it, because on July 7th they play Belgium, and the last time these two met at a World Cup, Belgium ended the American dream in extra time. 12 years later, the rematch is finally here, and this time, the numbers say something nobody wants to admit out loud. June 13th, the opener in Los Angeles. The USA doesn't edge past Paraguay, they dismantle them. 4-1 in front of a home crowd that had waited 32 years for this tournament to come back. That afternoon set the tone for everything that followed. 6 days later, Australia. Everyone expected a nervy, cagey night. Instead, it finished 2-0, and honestly, the scoreline flattered Australia. Then Turkey. Yes, a 3-2 loss, a chaotic, open game, and we'll come back to what it exposed. But here's what mattered. It changed nothing. The USA still won the group. 6 points, 8 goals scored, statistically the best group stage the United States has ever produced at a World Cup. Not one of the best. The best. Then came the knockout opener. Bosnia and Herzegovina. 2-0, controlled, mature, never in doubt. The first American knockout round victory in 24 years. 4 games, 3 wins, 10 goals, and a team that looks more comfortable in this tournament with every single match. None of this happened by accident. When Mauricio Pochettino took this job in late 2024, he was handed one assignment: don't waste the home World Cup. Nearly 2 years of squad surgery followed, a settled back line, a defined pressing structure, and hard decisions about big names. The friendlies in March, Belgium, then Portugal, weren't glamour games. They were rehearsals. And at the center of it, Christian Pulisic, 27 years old, the most talented American player of his generation, finally at a World Cup in his prime, at home, with a supporting cast that doesn't need him to be a miracle worker anymore. This is the deepest attacking group the US has ever had. Reason 1. The firepower is real. 10 goals in 4 matches is not a hot streak, it's a pattern. Paraguay and Australia managed 2 goals each across their entire group stage. The Americans scored 4 in one afternoon. Reason 2. Home soil. Host nations don't just do okay at World Cups, they overperform decade after decade. In '94, a modest American side reached the knockouts at home. In 2002, co-host South Korea went all the way to a semifinal. The pattern is old and it is stubborn. Now add sold-out stadiums, zero travel fatigue, and a crowd that gets louder with every round. Reason 3, and this is the one nobody in Brussels wants to hear: Belgium is more beatable than their name suggests. Kevin De Bruyne turned 35 during the group stage of this tournament. This is his last World Cup, and everyone knows it, including him. And the trend line only points one way. In 2018, Belgium's golden generation finished 3rd in the world. In 2022, they didn't even survive the group. The generation that terrified everyone never actually won anything, and what's left of it is running out of time. Belgium's problem in this tournament is simple. Against organized, disciplined defenses, they've created almost nothing. An organized, disciplined defense is exactly what Pochettino has spent nearly 2 years building. Because this story has ghosts. 1930, the very first World Cup, the USA reached the semifinal and then vanished from relevance for 60 years. 2002, a quarterfinal, a handball on the line, heartbreak against Germany. 2010, Landon Donovan in the 91st minute, the most famous goal in American soccer history, followed by another early exit. Every generation gets one moment. None of them ever got a run. And then Salvador. 2014, round of 16, this exact fixture. Tim Howard made 15 saves that night, a World Cup record. It still wasn't enough. Belgium won 2-1 in extra time, and an entire American generation learned exactly what heartbreak feels like. 12 years of waiting, same round, same opponent, except this time the game is in Seattle, and this time the Americans are the ones with the firepower. Now, the honest part. The USA has conceded 4 goals in 4 games, and that Turkey match wasn't an accident. It was a warning. Against elite attacking movement, this back line can be opened, and with Balogun suspended for the Belgium game, the margins get thinner. De Bruyne may be 35 now, but on one good night, he is still the best passer this tournament has. And there's the pressure problem. Being the host is a weapon right up until the moment it becomes a burden. No American team has ever carried expectations like this, because no American team has ever earned them before. On July 7th, 70,000 people in Seattle will find out which one it is. So here's the verdict. The USA doesn't need to be the best team in this tournament. They need to be the best team on the pitch for 90 minutes 4 more times. That's it. That's the whole equation. Beat Belgium, and the narrative flips overnight from cute host story to genuine contender. The quarterfinal would be in Los Angeles 3 days later. Win that, and the United States is 90 minutes from a World Cup final on home soil. Say that sentence out loud, and it stops sounding crazy. 12 years of waiting for a rematch. 4 days to go. The Belgium breakdown drops right after the final whistle. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Because if this team keeps playing the way they've been playing, nobody at this World Cup wants to see the United States in their bracket.